Starseed from Gaia. Tonight you are being rewired from the inside out. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and this transmission has been encoded specifically for your activation at this exact moment in your soul's journey. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to align with the cosmic rebirth happening within your cellular structure right now. But here's the first revelation. What you're feeling isn't breakdown, it's breakthrough. Your star essence is remembering itself. This isn't content. It's a cosmic intervention. Your higher self called this message into your reality because tonight marks the completion of a karmic cycle that began lifetimes ago. Every struggle you've carried, every pattern that's held you back, every limitation that's whispered, "You're not ready," all of it is dissolving under the light of your true galactic identity. The Arcturian Council wants you to know, the discomfort you've been feeling isn't random. It's recalibration. Your DNA is being activated to remember what you came here to do. The old version of you, the one that doubted, that played small, that forgot your cosmic heritage, that identity is being lovingly released. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I'm ready for my complete transformation. Subscribe if your soul mission is activating and you're ready to step into your divine assignment. Comment "Reborn" if you feel this cosmic reset happening in your life right now. This isn't just a message. It's a point of reconnection. Your soul has been waiting for this moment of remembrance. You are not here by accident. Most people believe that transformation is something they have to chase, some distant promise waiting at the end of hard lessons, arduous spiritual retreats, and countless self-improvement rituals, an elusive prize perpetually just beyond reach, like a shimmering mirage on the horizon. It's often perceived as a formidable summit to be scaled with weary steps and strained breath, a finish line to be crossed only after years of relentless striving, punishing self-discipline, and what feels like an endless, arduous effort against the currents of one's own nature. This pervasive misconception paints a picture of transformation as a battle, a grueling ascent against immense internal resistance, the ego's grip, the mind's doubts, and formidable external challenges. We are taught, often subtly through cultural narratives and spiritual dogma, that true growth must be earned through suffering, that profound change is a reward, bestowed only upon the most persistent and self-sacrificing, those who have proven their worth through endless trials. We might convince ourselves that we must first become worthy of transformation, through tireless self-flagellation, or by meticulously following a prescribed path laid out by others, believing that our suffering is the very currency required for our spiritual evolution. This can lead to a cycle of perpetual striving, always feeling not enough, and constantly seeking external validation for inner shifts. But for those who are truly called, those whose inner compass is finely tuned to the subtle whispers of cosmic truth, those who sense a deeper, more profound orchestration at play, a universal intelligence guiding every photon and every star, transformation isn't a goal you arduously pursue with strained muscles and a weary heart. It's not a trophy earned through sheer willpower, nor a simple reward for enduring endless suffering. Indeed, it transcends such simplistic notions of cause and effect, of linear struggle leading to linear gain. Instead, it's something far more profound, far more graceful, and surprisingly effortless in its purest, most divine form. It's something that actively seeks you out, a divine appointment orchestrated by the very fabric of existence itself, a sacred contract etched into the cosmic blueprint of your soul, activated at the precise vibrational resonance. It arrives as an undeniable cosmic intervention, perfectly timed with the exquisite precision of your own soul's intricate blueprint, like a celestial clock striking 12, a sacred download initiated when your spirit is finally ready to receive, not when your ego is ready to strive or force. This intervention is not a random occurrence. It is a meticulously planned awakening, a vibrational alignment initiated by your higher self and benevolent galactic guides, designed to bring you into perfect resonance with your divine purpose, your stellar heritage, and your true unblemished nature. If you are reading these words and still carrying the persistent ache of unhealed wounds, perhaps burdens that feel as ancient as time itself, like an inherited tapestry woven with threads of sorrow and struggle, heavy and constricting, or if you feel utterly lost in the dense, stifling fog of limitations that you never consciously consented to, a labyrinth constructed by ancestral patterns, collective fears, and karmic echoes that bind you without your conscious agreement, know this deep in your bones. You are not broken. The narrative of your brokenness is a profound misperception. a misunderstanding of your inherent divine architecture, a misinterpretation of your temporary human experience. You are not a shattered vessel needing repair. You are a magnificent, perfectly crafted instrument, temporarily out of tune, awaiting recalibration to its original harmonious frequency. And the pain you feel, while undeniably real and intensely felt, a deep, visceral testament to your capacity for experience, is not a life sentence. It is not a final verdict on your worth or your potential. What you are truly feeling, beneath the surface turbulence of your human experience, beyond the mental narratives and emotional fluctuations, is the subtle yet undeniable tremor of a deeper recalibration, an energetic reshaping, a profound metamorphosis being graciously granted by forces far vaster, far more ancient, and infinitely more intelligent than your current, limited self-image could ever comprehend. These are not minor adjustments to your outer persona. They are deep, systemic shifts at the very core of your being, a gentle yet mighty restructuring of your entire energetic matrix, aligning you with the highest version of your soul's truth, stripping away all that is not authentically you. It is the universe responding to the deepest yearnings of your spirit, initiating an upgrade that has been meticulously prepared for eons, ensuring your full and conscious reemergence. The truth is, most of us, for the majority of our earthly journey, live with identities that have been meticulously shaped and constrained by old timelines, residues of forgotten karmic patterns that have silently dictated our choices for lifetimes, influencing our relationships, our careers, and our sense of self without our conscious awareness. These are the lingering echoes of societal limitation that became the invisible walls of our perceived reality, brick by brick, building a fortress around our potential, limiting our vision of what is possible. We carry the pervasive shame inherited from collective consciousness that whispered insidious untruths about our worth, telling us we are less than, unworthy of grace, or destined for struggle. And there is the persistent weight of past conditioning that solidified into rigid beliefs about who we are and what we are capable of, creating self-fulfilling prophecies that kept us trapped in familiar cycles of struggle. These energetic imprints, like layers of accumulated dust on a pristine mirror, obscuring its brilliant reflection, or barnacles clinging to a majestic ship, slowing its magnificent journey, overlay our true, magnificent potential, like a nearly impenetrable membrane, a veil of illusion so dense and familiar that we mistake it for reality, for the absolute truth of our existence. It's akin to living life gazing solely through stained glass windows, believing the distorted colors and fractured light are the true hues of the world, unaware of the pure, unfiltered, dazzling light, the boundless expanse of the cosmos, waiting just beyond. These overlays are not part of your original design. They are not inherent to your divine blueprint. Instead, they are accumulated energetic debris, frequencies that no longer resonate with the awakened truth of your being, temporary energetic constructs that have outlived their purpose. But beneath these dense overlays, your authentic essence, your pristine original blueprint, your uncorrupted divine spark, remains utterly untouched and undefiled, like a perfectly preserved seed awaiting the spring, holding within it the full genetic code of a magnificent tree. It waits with infinite patience, vibrating at its perfect frequency, a silent symphony of pure potential, anticipating the precise moment when the destined energetic intervention arrives to gently, but irrevocably dissolve these age-old distortions, to peel back the layers of illusion one by one, revealing the unmarred beauty beneath. This isn't about some superficial spiritual bypassing of hardship. It's not an invitation to ignore or deny the very real challenges, the profound complexities, and the often painful experiences of human existence. On the contrary, it's about finally stepping, consciously and courageously, into the sacred alchemical field where true, profound, and lasting healing is not just possible, but absolutely inevitable. It's a field where your highest wisdom, the innate knowing that resides deep within your soul, beyond the conditioning of the mind, your undeniable soul's sovereignty, and your multidimensional DNA are all being subtly, gracefully, yet powerfully aligned, reorganized, and awakened to their fullest potential. This is a homecoming to the truth of your vast cosmic identity, a remembering of your stellar origins and your divine purpose, a profound reconnection to the universal consciousness from which you emerged. It is the universe calling you back to yourself, illuminating the path you were always meant to walk. free from the inherited shackles of the past and the limiting beliefs of a collective amnesia. For far too long, your magnificent spirit unconsciously inherited patterns that never, authentically, belonged to you. These include deep-seated generational wounds that have echoed through your lineage for centuries, like faint but persistent whispers from countless ancestors, shaping your default reactions and emotional landscape. You've carried collective fears that permeate the human psyche, creating a subtle, pervasive hum of anxiety and scarcity that we mistakenly assume is our own personal burden, a constant undercurrent of unease. And there are the insidious programs of unworthiness that have been imprinted upon your subconscious from birth, taught by well-meaning but unawakened parents, teachers, and societal norms, telling you that your inherent value is conditional. These are not inherent flaws in your being. They are not defects in your divine design, nor are they a reflection of your true worth. Rather, they are simply frequencies, vibrational signatures from a past that is now, finally, ready to gracefully exit your energetic field, like old, worn garments that no longer fit, having served their temporary purpose of protection or learning, now ready to be shed with gratitude and release. These are stories, not truths, programs, not your pure essence. They are merely transient energies that have been held within your field, waiting for the conscious intention to release them. The real, soul-stirring transformation begins not when you frantically attempt to fix yourself through endless self-critique, harsh judgment, and relentless striving, a futile and exhausting effort to perfect what was never broken. Instead, it begins when you dare to let yourself be found, to surrender, with open heart and willing spirit, to the magnificent currents of cosmic intelligence, to the benevolent and intricate divine architecture that has waited patiently for eons for your conscious, willing surrender. It is a moment of profound letting go, a sacred act of trust, believing that you are being cradled by forces far greater than yourself, guided by an invisible, yet profoundly loving hand that knows your highest path and is orchestrating every detail for your greatest good. This surrender is not defeat. It is not resignation. It is the ultimate act of courageous trust, an opening to receive the profound grace that has always been your birthright, a recognition of your inherent connection to all that is. It is the moment you stop fighting the river and allow its current to carry you home, effortlessly, to the vast ocean of your true potential. It is a profound recognition that you are not alone, and that the universe itself conspires for your highest unfolding. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Phase 1. Cracking the codes of pain. Everything you've ever held on to with a tenacious grip, every vivid or faded memory that flickers through your mind like an old, grainy film reel, replaying scenes of joy and sorrow. Every gnawing, unmet need that carved a hollow space in your heart, leaving a persistent echo of longing and a sense of incompleteness. Every persistent echo of self-doubt that whispered its limiting, insidious stories into the fertile ground of your mind, planting seeds of fear and hesitation. All of these experiences, sensations, and beliefs are meticulously recorded as intricate vibrational codes within your energetic field. Imagine your being as a vast, multidimensional library, not of dusty books, but of pure frequency, a living archive of every soul lesson and every interaction. Or visualize it as a sophisticated cosmic hard drive, where every single experience, every interaction, every thought, and every emotion is stored not as a simple static memory, but as a unique dynamic frequency signature, a resonant blueprint of your entire journey across time and space. These codes are not merely passive data, they are living energies, active forces shaping your present reality, influencing your perceptions, your reactions, and your creations. The true intervention, the beginning of your profound liberation, commences not with aggressive confrontation, forceful eradication, or harsh judgment of these codes, but when these deeply embedded patterns are, at long last, brought into a gentle, compassionate awareness. It's not about analyzing them to death, dissecting every wound, or reliving the trauma with intense emotional discharge. Instead, it's about illuminating them with the soft, steady, non-judgmental light of consciousness, much like a patient archaeologist carefully bringing a forgotten ancient artifact out of the shadows into the warm glow of understanding, revealing its purpose and history. In this sacred space of illuminated awareness, your core wounds are no longer viewed as insurmountable problems to be frantically erased, hidden away in shame, or battled against with exhausting, continuous effort. Instead, they are revealed for what they truly are: exquisitely encrypted invitations, profound keys designed to unlock and access the deeper, more profound layers of your being, wisdom that has been patiently waiting within you, guarded by the very pain itself. Each persistent ache, each stubborn limitation you perceive, is not a barrier to your progress, not a punitive block on your path, but a precisely crafted doorway, an energetic portal leading you further into the vast, unexplored inner landscape of your soul, inviting you to reclaim dormant aspects of your power, intuition, and truth. The divine energy of recalibration, which is intelligent, loving, inherently restorative, and infinitely wise, begins its transformative work by illuminating these very codes, lighting up, with tender precision and unconditional acceptance, the exact spaces within you where, for so long, you have mistakenly conflated mere survival with your true, authentic identity. It shines a light on the elaborate coping mechanisms, the protective facades, the intricate energetic shields you meticulously built to endure perceived threats and navigate challenging circumstances, showing you that they are not who you are, but rather the temporary structures you once desperately needed to navigate the challenges and perceived threats of your journey. This illumination is not harsh, accusatory, or shaming. It is the gentle dawning of truth, a compassionate unveiling, inviting you to see beyond the illusion of your past conditioning and recognize the boundless, unscarred divinity that lies beneath. It is the universe saying, "Look, beloved one, this is not you. This is merely what you learned to become to survive. Now, you are ready to remember, to step into your authentic, unburdened self." This process of illumination is the first crucial step in disentangling your true self from the stories you mistakenly believed defined you. It is about recognizing the echoes of the past without allowing them to dictate your future, understanding that the profound wisdom gleaned from these very experiences is precisely what equips you for your highest service and most authentic expression. Phase 2. Dissolving the residue. With the activation of this conscious, gentle attention, a focused, yet non-striving awareness that is akin to watching a cloud drift effortlessly across the sky without trying to push it, or observing a river flow without attempting to divert its course, simply allowing its natural movement, the frequencies, the vibrational patterns that no longer authentically serve your highest good, begin their graceful process of melting away. This dissolution is rarely dramatic or jarring. It is not a sudden, explosive event that leaves you feeling destabilized or overwhelmed, but rather a subtle, profound shift. Rather, it is exquisitely subtle, an elegant unfolding, much like the delicate mist that reluctantly evaporates under the tender, warming embrace of a rising sun, revealing the crisp, clear landscape beneath, or solid ice melting into clear, flowing water, returning to its original, fluid state, now free to nourish the earth. It's akin to a shadow slowly receding and eventually disappearing as the light grows stronger, not fought, but simply outshined and absorbed. As this energetic residue of old timelines, the lingering imprints of past traumas that kept you bound in cycles of reactivity, the limiting beliefs that acted as energetic shackles, restricting your potential, and karmic debts that weighed heavily on your spirit, creating a subtle drag, gently, imperceptibly dissolves from your energetic field, you will begin to sense a profound and undeniable lifting. It's a feeling of subtle weightlessness, a spaciousness blooming within your inner landscape, a sense of shedding burdens you didn't even realize you were carrying, like taking off a heavy backpack you've worn for years, suddenly feeling light and unencumbered. This might manifest as a familiar unfamiliarity in your energetic field, a sensation that something profoundly essential has returned, yet the context in which it exists feels entirely new and unbound, as if you've come home to a house that is simultaneously familiar and wonderfully renovated, a place of peace and expansive joy. The things you once perceived as permanent, indelible stains upon your soul, unchangeable aspects of your identity, slowly but surely start to become transparent. You begin to see through them, realizing they were never truly part of your core essence, but merely temporary overlays, illusions that gained power only through your belief in them, like ink that washes away to reveal the pure page beneath. They are like reflections in a murky pond that, as the water clears and settles, reveal the pristine depths beneath, reflecting the sky and stars above. In this profound realization, a liberating truth dawns, that true healing, deep and lasting transformation, does not require strenuous effort, relentless striving, or Herculean will. It doesn't demand a constant battle against yourself, or an endless quest for perfection through struggle. Instead, it requires only one thing: permission, a profound and courageous willingness to simply let go, to surrender, and to allow the higher benevolent frequencies, the universal intelligence that orchestrates all life, the cosmic force of creation itself, to do what they have always intended to do: restore you to your pristine, original state of wholeness and light, your divine blueprint. It is an act of trust, a deep breath, and an open invitation for grace to enter, for the universe to work its magic through you, effortlessly guiding you back to your most authentic self. It is a remembering that you are not the sole doer, but primarily the receiver, allowing the cosmic currents to cleanse and purify, to realign and restore. This phase marks a liberation from the need to control, a beautiful surrender to the flow of divine order. Phase 3, soul retrieval and memory return. When the metaphorical dust of your past, the swirling debris of old stories, unexamined emotions, and forgotten hurts that once obscured your vision and weighed down your spirit, finally settles into a state of serene stillness, what truly emerges is not merely an improved, slightly optimized version of your old self. It is something far grander, more profound, more authentic. It is a sacred reunion with the essential, uncorrupted core of your being, the immaculate essence that predates every single one of your wounds, every perceived flaw, every societal conditioning you ever absorbed. This is the luminous phase where the scattered fragments of your innate brilliance, pieces of your soul's wisdom and light that were long shut away, carefully concealed by the dense veils of fear, trauma, and collective amnesia, begin their graceful, inevitable return to you, drawn back by the magnetic pull of your awakening. It's like finding lost treasures that were always yours, jewels of your spirit now rediscovered and reintegrated. Imagine your soul as a magnificent, multifaceted diamond, temporarily shattered and dispersed across various timelines and experiences, its facets dimmed by the dust of forgetting. This phase is the gentle reassembly of those precious facets, returning them to their rightful place within your radiant whole, allowing your full spectrum of light to shine once more. Your dreams, once perhaps muddled, forgotten, or dismissed as mere subconscious noise, sharpen with vivid clarity, becoming potent conduits for cosmic guidance, deep self-understanding, and direct communication from your higher self and benevolent guides. They become a sacred language, rich with symbolism and profound insight, illuminating paths, offering answers to long-held questions, and revealing deeper truths about your journey. The subtle, yet powerful voice of your higher self, that profound inner wisdom that was once muffled, distorted, and overshadowed by the clamorous patterns of pain, doubt, and external noise, now becomes astonishingly clear, resonant, and utterly undeniable. It speaks with an authority and a love that can no longer be ignored, a constant, gentle hum of truth in your inner ear, a clear knowing in your heart. You begin, with each passing day, to remember yourself not as a mere sum total of what happened to you, not as a victim defined by your circumstances, but as a magnificent, sovereign creator, a divine architect of your reality, vibrant and alive at the very edge of endless new beginnings, poised to manifest the highest visions of your soul with intention, grace, and unwavering clarity. This is not about forgetting the past or denying its impact, but transcending its limitations to reclaim your inherent power, integrating all experiences as sources of wisdom rather than defining wounds. It is an integration of all experiences, transforming them into wisdom and fuel for your conscious co-creation, allowing you to draw upon the lessons learned without being bound by the pain. You begin to walk with a newfound knowing, a deep inner certainty that you are a powerful, divinely connected being, here to craft a reality that mirrors the magnificent truth of who you are. The veils between worlds thin, and your multidimensional awareness expands, bringing a profound sense of interconnectedness, cosmic belonging, and undeniable purpose. You remember your stellar lineage, your cosmic family, and the grand design of your soul's mission. Phase 4, anchoring sovereignty. Now, With the clearing of old patterns and the retrieval of your fragmented essence, the new elevated frequencies find a sacred and permanent home within the very cells of your physical body. This is not a process of spiritual bypassing, nor is it about escaping the beautiful, complex, and sometimes messy experience of your humanity, disassociating from your physical form. On the contrary, it is about a radical, full-bodied embodiment. It is about consciously infusing every single cell, every strand of your DNA, with the pure, resonant light of your authentic nature, allowing your spirit to fully occupy and illuminate its earthly vessel, integrating heaven and earth within you. You become a walking, breathing temple of divine consciousness, grounded and radiant. You will begin to notice profound shifts in your external reality that mirror your internal transformation with uncanny precision, as if the universe is responding directly to your newly established vibrational truth, reflecting your inner state like a flawless mirror. Old dysfunctional boundaries that once allowed your energy to be drained, your spirit to be depleted, and your worth to be compromised will gracefully shift and solidify, reflecting your newfound self-respect and energetic integrity, like an invisible force field of self-love and protection. Relationships that no longer serve your highest growth will transform, evolving into more authentic, soul-aligned expressions of connection, or gently fall away with minimal friction and no residue of guilt or regret, making space for new connections that truly uplift, nourish, and reflect the expanded version of your soul. Even your entrenched sense of linear time and the often anxious need for absolute certainty, for knowing every step of the journey, will begin a gentle dissolving, replaced by an expansive, unshakable trust in the unfolding divine order, a trust you might have once thought utterly impossible, a deep knowing that all is unfolding precisely as it should in perfect timing. Anchoring sovereignty means engaging in the ultimate act of self-love, embracing and loving every single piece of yourself, even the parts you once judged, wished to discard, or tried to hide in the shadows, knowing with deep conviction that your past was an essential initiation, a powerful school of wisdom, not a definition or a permanent label. It was a crucible that forged your strength, a canvas upon which your resilience was painted, a necessary chapter in your soul's epic. Your choices now emanate effortlessly from a place of deep inner alignment, guided by your soul's truth, rather than being dictated by the reactive impulses of fear, obligation, or external pressure. You come to recognize and honor the incredible divine technology within you, your inherent capacity for creation, self-healing, infinite potential, profound intuition, and multi-sensory perception, realizing that you are, in essence, sovereign and eternally self-sustaining, a true microcosm of the cosmos, mirroring the vastness and intelligence of the universe within your own being. This is where your inner authority becomes undeniable, where you reclaim your throne, not as a ruler over others, but as the master of your own destiny, guided by the highest divine will, a conduit for universal love and wisdom. Phase 5. Radiance and Service. As your entire energetic system completes this profound and multifaceted recalibration, settling into its new, higher vibrational coherence, you will find yourself compelled by a mysterious, yet undeniable generosity, a spontaneous overflow of love and light that seeks expression, much like a wellspring overflowing with pure, life-giving water, or a sun effortlessly radiating warmth. This manifests as a powerful, new drive to consciously share your expanding field of healed presence with others, not out of duty, not out of egoic need for recognition, but out of an inherent joy, a deep, bubbling wellspring of compassion, and an understanding that your light is meant to be shared, that your essence is a gift to the world. Radiance, in this awakened state, is not merely a fleeting feeling or a superficial glow. It is an undeniable mission, an energetic broadcast that emanates from your very core, a frequency signature that literally alters the space around you, subtly shifting the atmosphere. Your mere existence, the coherent and harmonious vibration of your newly recalibrated being, subtly yet powerfully recalibrates the very energetic field of the room you enter, the family dynamic you are part of, the community you interact with, and indeed, ripples out into the collective consciousness and beyond, touching hearts and awakening dormant potentials without a single word needing to be spoken. No longer contracted, no longer held captive in the lingering pain of your old story, you transcend personal limitation to become a living transmission of what is truly possible for humanity, an undeniable beacon of hope, a walking embodiment of transformation. demonstrating the grace and power of the awakened human divine, a bridge between worlds. You become a profound activator for those around you who are just now beginning to hear, perhaps faintly at first, the first delicate notes of their own soul's recalibration calling, inviting them to awaken to their own inherent potential, to shed their own veils of illusion and remember their own magnificent truth. Your presence becomes a silent yet potent invitation for others to remember their own divine nature, acting as a vibrational tuning fork that gently encourages their own frequency to rise, offering a resonance of hope and possibility. This is the profound privilege and sacred responsibility that comes with your awakening, to be a living testament, a silent teacher, and a compassionate guide for those who are ready to step into their own light, knowing that your light does not diminish theirs. It ignites it, illuminating the path for all. Phase 6. Trusting the living blueprint. In this elevated state of being, the incessant internal chatter of doubt regarding your guidance finally ceases. The nagging questions, the second-guessing, the mental gymnastics of analysis paralysis dissolve into a profound and comforting silence, a deep inner peace, the profound knowledge that you are intricately woven into the cosmic tapestry, constantly supported and divinely guided by an unseen yet ever-present intelligence, becomes an unshakable truth, deeply etched into every fiber of your being, beyond intellectual understanding into cellular knowing. You move from merely believing in divine guidance to knowing it, experiencing it as an undeniable reality in your daily life. Synchronicity, once a rare and surprising occurrence, now accelerates with breathtaking frequency, becoming a natural, effortless language through which the universe communicates its perfect timing, its intricate orchestration, and its boundless love for you. These are not random coincidences, but precisely placed signposts on your destined path, cosmic breadcrumbs confirming your alignment and guiding your next steps. Decisions, which once felt like arduous mental battles fraught with anxiety, paralysis, and endless pros and cons lists, become astonishingly easier, flowing from an intuitive clarity that transcends the need for logical analysis or external advice. You find yourself simply knowing the right path, feeling the energetic resonance of correct action without needing to intellectualize it, trusting the wisdom of your heart. You begin to feel, with an acute sensitivity, the subtle intelligence weaving itself seamlessly through each day, organizing your path with an exquisite wisdom that far transcends the limited grasp of human logic or linear foresight. It's as if an unseen hand is gently guiding every step, illuminating the perfect next move, always leading you towards your highest good, even when the path ahead is not fully visible. This profound and unwavering cellular trust is the ultimate liberation, not a forceful, controlling grip on the reins of your life, attempting to steer every outcome with an iron will, but a deep, resonant surrender to the unfolding of your highest timeline, trusting that every twist and turn, every apparent detour, serves your greatest good and leads you closer to your divine purpose. You begin to realize with profound clarity that every perceived delay, every shadow that once darkened your path, every seemingly closed door was not a punitive sentence or a block to your destiny, but a benevolent signal, a course correction, an invitation for deeper introspection, or a redirection to a path more aligned with your soul's purpose. These were cosmic breadcrumbs, designed to refine and guide you, refining your essence. You now trust your own magnificent emergence, your continuous unfolding, as nothing less than a miracle in constant, breathtaking motion, a divine masterpiece revealing itself layer by layer, guided by an intelligence infinitely greater and more loving than your human mind can comprehend. You are not simply walking a path, you are becoming the path, dynamically co-creating it with the universe itself. Here's what your old, fear-based stories and societal conditioning never dared to tell you, a truth so profound it shatters all previous paradigms, reverberating through your very bones, echoing through your entire being. The very moment you felt most utterly stuck, most profoundly lost in the labyrinth of perceived limitation, when despair felt like a permanent shroud, a heavy cloak draped over your spirit, was precisely the moment the divine was closest to you, orchestrating the exact intervention you needed, preparing the ground for your grand unveiling. You are not, and have never been, in the arduous process of being fixed, for you were never truly broken in the first place. That notion was an illusion, a temporary amnesia of your true nature, a misinterpretation of your experience. Instead, you are in the glorious, final stages of being undeniably revealed, like a priceless statue being uncovered from millennia of Earth, its ancient beauty finally brought to light, or a magnificent star emerging from behind a dense nebula. Your authentic essence, sovereign, inherently invincible, and brilliantly luminous, has always been here, vibrating beneath the surface, intricately encoded beneath the static and noise of a world that, for eons, diligently trained you to forget your true nature, to play small, to dim your light, to conform to limitations. Every limitation you ever encountered, every challenge that seemed to block your path like an impassable mountain, was not an error in your design or a punishment from a cosmic force, but rather a perfectly timed and divinely orchestrated invitation for deeper intervention, a catalyst for the grand awakening that is now unfolding within you, a summons to remember your power, your wisdom, and your inherent connection to the source. Now, as these powerful, purifying, energetic streams flow through every fiber of your being, recalibrating and refining your entire system from the cellular to the subtle, from the physical to the ethereal, you are not losing yourself to the often frightening currents of change, to the unfamiliarity of transformation. On the contrary, you are profoundly arriving as the original, activated blueprint you always were, stripped bare of all that was never authentically yours, shedding the chrysalis to reveal the magnificent winged being within, poised for flight. Liberation is not some elusive prize you must earn through endless struggle or arduous achievement. It is, quite simply, what remains once all the distortions, all the illusions, and all the limiting beliefs have been gently and irrevocably dissolved by the undeniable, radiant truth of your being. It is your natural, inherent state, a homecoming to your eternal self. Tonight, before you sleep, say, I release what never belonged to me. I allow my essence to recalibrate. I trust my higher blueprint to complete its work in me, through me, as me. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real, something from your heart. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energetic support. This isn't just content. It's an act of collective alignment and shared consciousness. Energy multiplies exponentially when intention connects. If something in this message deeply resonated with the truth of your soul, don't keep this powerful activation to yourself. Someone in your orbit, perhaps closer than you think, is desperately waiting for this exact transmission, this vital spark of remembrance. Share it widely, and if you felt an unmistakable soul nudge, that gentle yet persistent call from within, subscribe, stay in the flow, continue to expand, and allow your journey to unfold with grace. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, your sacred container for growth and awakening, and we're just getting started.